And Sean Hannity here with a highlight from my radio show today, right here on iHeartRadio.
But it seems to me that if you say to the Congress, absolutely not, absolutely no targeting, it seems to me that you would come back, even if it was a phone call or a letter or something. I mean, common sense. People, I mean, a reasonable person would expect you as the head of the IRS communicating with Congress to come back and do that. You didn't feel that way, though.
I mean, I guess I would repeat.
I don't want you to repeat.
In March,
I don't want you to repeat. I take it that you disagree with what I just said.
At the time I learned about this list, I felt I was taking the appropriate actions and that my course was the proper one, and I still feel that way today.
Well, I'm sorry. That's simply not good enough. It's simply not good enough, Mr. Spillman.
So,
did you have an investigation? Was there an internal investigation?
I never understood that word of internal investigation.
Did you ever reassign at least one person back in 2012?
Not that I was aware of.
You don't know that?
To the best of my knowledge, I was not involved in the reassignment of people in the determinations unit. I have no recollection.
All right, that was Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings. Joining us now, Congressman Paul Gosar. He's with Arizona's 4th District, and he was in the hearings today when Lois Lerner took the 5th. How are you?
I'm doing good, Sean.
Well, give us your take.
Well, it tells you how bad this administration doesn't understand the rule of law. We took the 5th, but then we didn't take the 5th, and then we ran and hid. Yeah, well, I mean, if you know the truth, what about the truth is so difficult to tell? If you're so innocent, then there's nothing to hide. Well, and that's exactly right, Sean. You know, that's why, we live in a country that the government's too big, it's too dangerous to be trusted. We're not going to be safe until we actually get the answers and hold political appointees accountable. You were one of the only congressman to show up at the Tea Party rally outside the IRS in D.C. yesterday. Why didn't some of your fellow congressmen and women go? I can't speak for them, but I wanted to make sure that I supported those folks out there that are having their rights trampled on, and they're brave enough to come forward to hold the IRS accountable. Holding this government accountable, kind of our Tea Party, as you may call it. Were you as surprised as I that before Lois Lerner actually took the 5th that she gave a long statement? Absolutely. You just can't pick and choose when you take the 5th. And then she answered a couple questions, and I think Darrell Issa then just now closed the meeting, but actually just adjourned it or recessed it because in adjourning, he's going to call her back. In other words, because after she's spoken, she might not be able to take the 5th. Now she has to talk? She may have to answer for what's going on. Absolutely, Sean. So when would that be today or? No, I don't know when that will be, but, we're in limbo land until we actually get her back. But she needs to answer questions. She needs to be held accountable, and we need to make sure that the good people in this country, are holding government accountable, and it starts with Congress. I think that we need a special prosecutor in this case. What do you think? Oh, absolutely. We don't want to turn this over to the Department of Justice. Eric Holder hasn't showed anything, in regards to the understanding the Constitution. It's like the fox guarding the hen house. Yeah. What do you think of what's happening with my colleague, my friend James Rosen? I mean, this guy is a great reporter, by the way, and I can't imagine. I had no idea he was going through all of this. I mean, they literally targeted him at the Holder Justice Department for an investigation because he went and did his job and asked questions and was digging for information. Isn't that what reporters are supposed to do? They're absolutely supposed to do that, and I find it disparaging that outright unconstitutional that the Attorney General spoke that he thought that this would be an ultimate violation of the law earlier last week in testimony, and yet he's guilty of actually doing it. Yeah, pretty unbelievable. All right, well, keep us up to speed. Anything else you get, any more information, all right, Congressman? Thank you. We would love to do that, Sean. Thanks for keeping the heat on.
For more of the Sean Hannity Show, go to Hannity.com.